Namaste, everyone. Welcome to tonight's broadcast, Satsang and Supreme Light of Supreme Love Meditation. Apologize I wasn't on last week, but here I am today, and it's going to be a great broadcast, and I'm so happy each and every one of you are joining me either on live stream or on Facebook Live right now. My name is Julia Desmond. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a meditation teacher and a spiritual awakening teacher based in Colorado, and I'm also the founder of Needle Rock Meditation Sanctuary, which is a Golden Age community in Crawford, Colorado, and co-founder of Needle Rock CBD with my husband, Adam. So I'm just going to take a moment, make sure my wow, it looks like everything's working, so that's great. Audio and video is working, so we like that. So again, welcome to tonight's program. Really happy to join with each and every one of you through this wonderful technology. I've opened up the chat room, so please feel free to share where you're from, your hellos. The chat room is also used for questions. You can post your questions on this awakening journey, on this golden age consciousness journey, and anything having to do with this bond with this universal consciousness. So if you are new to live stream and you're seeing that you can't post, it just means that you need a free live stream account. And you can sign up. It just takes 1 minute, and then you're able to start posting comments and questions. And it's really lovely to hear from each and every one of you. So tonight's Awaken Conversation is going to be about personal responsibility and being this Golden Age conduit, this Golden Age current. So I'm really excited to get into that. So first off, I will just share some announcements so I don't forget later. So the format for tonight is after I share the announcements, it will be the Awaken Conversation, which is the Satsang, where you're able to ask questions. Then I will share a writing from the One, which is this how I am a Golden Age conduit of this Golden Age consciousness. And then we'll move into the Supreme Light of Supreme Love Meditation, which is an activator to shift a person into this Golden Age consciousness and timeline, which is so very important right now. So that's kind of the 3-step process. And the whole thing might last 45 minutes to an hour, which is great. So my first couple of announcements are we are coming on October 13th in less than 2 weeks for North America's next Awaken into, or the Journey into Happiness Wealth and Joy course. That's happening October 13th. This is Sunday. It's happening probably in over 40 locations. It's happening right here at our beautiful Needle Rock Sanctuary, our Awakening Center. It's also happening in Denver. So those are the 2 locations in Colorado, but it's happening all over North America. You can always private message me on Facebook to find out other locations as well. But if you'd love to come to our location, that would be great. It's a beautiful autumn weekend. And the colors are stunning here in Colorado right now. We are in the Rocky Mountains. And the day prior, October 12th, we will have a beautiful wellness day. For those of you who want 2 days on our beautiful lands, it will help cleanse and open the 6 energy bodies, the koshas. So the physical kosha, the prana kosha, all of the koshas here on these sacred lands to bring you in very powerful divine union to then prep you to receive all the gifts of that 1-day course, which is Sunday, October 13th. So again, I think I posted my link on this live stream page for the October 13th course. I also want to share we're in the middle of harvest, our CBD harvest. We are so excited. For those of you coming in a few weeks here to the course, you'll be able to walk through the fields. And this was our 4th year growing our beautiful CBD hemp plants, which is for healing in body, mind, and spirit. This is not the high part of the plant. So CBD is non-psychoactive. So I'm actually going to show you a harvested plant. This is not pot, so please know this. But many of you have come, so you know this. Many of you take our CBD products. I just want to show you what a freshly beautiful flower looks like. This is not pot. This is CBD. So I love to share information on these. Am I doing it correctly? Yeah, I think you can see. So these are the flowers, and this is where the healing benefits come from, in body, mind, and spirit. This will not get you high. I'm not a pot smoker myself, as so many of you know, but I do love CBD because it heals. in so many beautiful ways. And this also smells beautifully, very like minty, and even just smelling it, the terpenes comes out and actually takes away anxiety, which is great. So if you walk around the fields now or during our October 12th and 13th weekend, just smelling the aroma of the plants and picking up the energy has very high healing benefits. Anyone who needs information on that is needlerockcbd.com, and my personal website is juliadesmond.com. So again, this is non-psychoactive. It's for very clear-headed individuals who want to heal, such as myself. The third announcement is our next Awaken into the Golden Age 3-day immersion for North America is November 2nd to 4th. And that is only in 4 locations. Those locations are La Jolla, Austin, Washington, D.C., and again, right here at Needle Rock Meditation Sanctuary. And we'll have a welcome party on November 1st, which is a meditation kickoff with Supreme Light of Supreme Love Meditation. And then the course is 3 full days intensiveness, fully immersion into this Golden Age consciousness. And you will leave very shifted, very awakened, very empowered, and being this conduit of this Golden Age consciousness. So I'm just going to stop for a moment and look at everyone signing in. Wonderful. So great to see all of you. I love seeing your names. And again, post some questions because it makes for a very lively satsang. Plus, it helps out others and in the archived recorded version of this recording. So tonight is about being the conduit of this Golden Age current, this current of consciousness coming through us. So I'm going to read a writing because this is how I am a conduit and have been for a really long time, is this Golden Age consciousness flows through me into writings, and how I call the writings are writings from the One or One consciousness. And the writings are very powerful. They'll activate. You can use it as a meditation or a reminder. We all know this, but it helps to activate us out of that slumber or the unawakened state and into this high awakened state. And it's just wonderful. It's very empowering. So I'll just get right to the writing and what is meant to be shared today. I always do these writings right before the live stream because this is the most relevant time to bring the writings forth, is right before I broadcast. So again, tonight's topic is being the conduit for the Golden Age current. So I am to share all about personal responsibility. For it is up to the individual to make the biggest impact. Stop waiting around for others and go first. The time is now and the planet needs you now. Personal responsibility is the golden ticket or key, shall we say, to bringing in the new earth. This new earth comes through you as a current to bring through the Golden Age consciousness. This is how it happens. So you equals the key, the golden ticket. If you are called, and those aligned with this broadcast are aligned, then really take every day as an opportunity to be this conduit. Really step up the commitment and say yes, because the Golden Age descends into each and every one of you and then flows through you as a current down into Gaia, Mother Earth, and outwards to humanity and all around multidimensionally. You have no idea how powerful each and every one of you are. Each and every one of you are so creative, so powerful that you can co-create here and now with universal consciousness. So co-create heaven on earth here and now and be this Golden Age conduit. It is a choice into personal responsibility. So the reminder here now is, if you are to be this Golden Age conduit, it is a choice and you say yes. And to not wait around for others to go first. So I love this because being here at this Golden Age land, this Needle Rock sacred lands that we founded this project 5.5 years ago. And I've been here for a while now, almost a week. So I'm steeped in these golden age energies. This is a golden age property. It's a fifth dimensional property. So me personally being here in my journey, I am a conduit 24/7, especially while I'm here. So that's why sometimes it's very difficult to talk on the live stream or form the words that need to be formed. But that's simply because I've been here. I've been at the sacred sites and doing all this energetic work and being this conduit of this golden age consciousness. And this is just my journey of how I happen to be a conduit, a current, and stepping up and saying yes. And so each and every one of you will have your own specific flavor. And this was all pre-designed before we even took form in this human body. I can share for myself, my galactic lineage is the Galactic Brotherhood of the Aligned Nations, and that's the Galactic Star Nations. Then my spiritual lineage is the oneness lineage out of southern India. And these are the courses that are being so powerfully facilitated here at the center. The October 13th course and the October 2nd to 4th course. The Golden Age movement out of India. So that's my spiritual lineage. And then my human lineage, this human form, is Julia Desmond, right here. This human form. I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a mother to a lot of animal children. I'm a friend, I'm this, I'm that. So you see how that happens. The galactic lineage comes down into the spiritual lineage, then into this human form. And so that is how the conduit works. And for me, I'm just describing it with clarity because this may not make sense at first to an individual, but when you can see how it actually funnels down into you, and then the importance, and then as the golden conduit goes through into Gaia below, this is what this whole property is, this golden age property called Needle Rock. These energies come through myself and individuals such as you who come to these sacred lands and do these golden age processes and do these awakening processes. The golden age consciousness then goes into Gaia. And then we're a circuit, a current. And then it goes outward to all of humanity, to our family members, to our businesses, to the neighbors, to the neighboring towns and villages. And then it goes multidimensionally through time and space, and actually through all of your timelines. If you want to call them past lives, they're not past because they're actually happening simultaneously right now. But this is why it is so important to be that golden age conduit. And I'm just sharing a little bit about my journey. And I can share that this was pre-designed. I pre-designed this way before I took form in this human life. And when I was seeking the awakening, because I was in the unawakened state, leading up to my shift, my big shift actually happened in 2011 in February. That's when my big shift happened. When the divine literally took over my human form and started to ask me to do things for humanity. But leading up to that, I was very unawakened, very in the mind, in the fear, the separation. And I was seeking this higher state of consciousness, this golden age consciousness, because I knew that was my destiny. And I knew I was supposed to be a spiritual teacher or awakening teacher or speaker or author or what have you. So I started to make a deal with the higher consciousness, this universal consciousness. I wanted to be free of the suffering. I wanted to be liberated into this awakened state, liberated from the fear and the sense of separation into this beautiful inner silence. So way back in 2009, 2010, when we started to do all the bhakti processes, when we really were reaching out to this universal consciousness, I started to make a deal with this universal consciousness. And this was a mind-generated deal at the beginning because I wasn't in that awakened state. But I made a deal. I said, look, give me that shift and give me that shift very powerfully, and I will then speak about it. I will then help others. So I started to make that deal with the universe, maybe for 6 or 12 months. And that was my deal. That's how this universe works. This is how this divine consciousness works. It's very, we are dependent on each other. The divine is dependent on us, and we're dependent on the divine. So it was up to me to make this deal and say, look, this is how I can serve. And I say yes to this. I need this shift now. And then I make the agreement to then speak about it, write about it, broadcast about it. And lo and behold, I was gifted with this beautiful shift in February of 2011. And then the writing started to pour through, the divine consciousness and the this and the that. So that's how it happened in my life for me to be aligned with this golden age consciousness and to be this current or conduit. But that was me. I knew that coming in, that was predestined. I had to experience that unawakened state, that depression, that anxiety, that sense of separation so severely that I could only seek oneness with the Supreme Source, Supreme Light. And that's very much like all of you drawn to awakening into that higher state of God consciousness has felt that severe separation. You know what I'm talking about, because that only pushes you to seek that higher state. That is the role of what you have gone through in your life. And all the factors that ever happened to you has led you for you to push you into that higher state. And so here we are. We have this beautiful opportunity now to even be such a more powerful conduit to the golden age consciousness. So then my shift of awakening came in September of 2012. And then I was free or shifted from the mind, which was very powerful. So those two things had to happen for me to then move forward and then work out my agreement, or have the agreement come through me then, this physical vessel, to then help others awaken and get connected with this universal consciousness. And now it's really about being this conduit to this golden age consciousness. That's my role. That's why we do all these courses here. That's why I'm doing the live stream, opening up our lands. Look, when you come to these sacred lands, and so many of you have already come, you are in that galactic flow. So many of you know that, are conscious of it, report it, share your experiences at our beautiful events. Some of you may not share it, and that's perfectly okay. Some people are much more private. But this is what's happening here at this land, and this is the importance of getting into that current of the golden age consciousness. Very cool, very powerful. I'm just trying to explain how it funnels down into the experience of the human form. Because I can see that, I see that mystically, I've experienced it, and I just try to explain it with clarity. So wherever you are in your journey, just come experience these sacred lands. You will get activated, you will get more activated than you already have been activated. You'll become more of a link, more of a current to these golden age currents and energies. And then how it funnels into your life in the outer world is up to you. If you're a teacher, you can go like a school teacher. These golden age energies can come through you to the children, right? If you're a lawyer, it can go to your clients. If you're a mom, it goes, to all the other moms or the groups that you're connected with. If you're an author, it comes through in that way. So this just is my journey, and you have your own journey, and I'm sure it was very much predestined, and this is just a remembrance. And if you already are in your full activation of what you're meant to be doing here on the planet, these energies will only activate you more powerfully and make the outer world align a lot quicker to help you along, whether it's abundance, whether it's relationships, whether it's physical healings, and even spiritual growth. We need all 4 pillars of that in our life to actually be truly effective, to be this conduit of this golden age consciousness. You don't need it all right now. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying slowly, 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 or quickly, 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 whatever it happens or however it happens in your life is how it's going to happen. It's an activation in your DNA, in your consciousness, in your chakras, in your nadis, in your physical form. We are becoming these high physical forms of light, and this light comes through, and there's a massive happening right now, especially in this time frame. We just had equinox last week, and we have 3 months leading up to solstice, which is December 21. So these 3 months, my suggestion and what the writing is a reminder of is personal responsibility. No one is going to do it for you. And step away from the collective field. You probably already have if you've been connected with this golden age work, because it literally unplugs you from the matrix, that collective matrix. That's why you don't feel like you fit in, or you can't watch TV, or you can't sit at a bar and watch other people do all these things. It's because you've already been unplugged, which is fabulous. So, but if you're someone who's actually struggling right now, just know the utmost importance to follow your inner guidance and get hooked up with this golden age timeline and consciousness. Next 3 months are really critical for our own journey, but also for the planet's journey, the mankind's consciousness. So the easiest and quickest way to do all that is to say no to the societal expectations of us. It's really easy to say no, because the mass of the mainstream is not aligned with this golden age consciousness. So everything that they're doing is survival, which is perfectly okay. Like I'm saying, everyone's part of their own timeline, but if you want to be a part of this higher timeline, you actually have to do it. And it takes a daily effort. In my own life, it absolutely does. I'm surrounded by so many different types of people. And some people a lot of people are not on the Golden Age timeline, and that's perfectly okay. And then we have this wonderful oneness group and Golden Age community that is linked up. So that is who I socialize with and, really bond with, because I can't bond with people maybe in the third dimensional timeline. And that's okay. I used to do that 20 years ago, and that's fine. But right now I'm riding the freeway or highway of the Golden Age consciousness in the fifth dimensional reality, and especially here at this property. So that's a little bit about what I want to share. I will go to the chat room. I just need to grab some water. And then in about 5 or so minutes, we will get to the meditation part, which will actually activate this Golden Age consciousness. Okay, so hold on a second. Let me just try to do all this. Okay, wonderful to see all your names. So Lakshmi Devi. Hi, Julia. Namaste. Nice to see you online. Roger and Gail here from Fairfield. You look bright and radiant. We send our love and blessings. Thanks for doing this. We love meditating with you and everyone else connecting here. Oh, that's wonderful. So good to hear from you guys. And yes, I love these weekly, or bi-weekly, I should say right now, meditations and activations together. Thanks for saying hello. David Holson, namaste, David. Nice to see you online. Has said the full moon meditation on October 13th occurs during the one-day course. Is it possible to attend both the full moon meditation and the one-day course on 10/13? Refresh my memory of what state you're in, David, or which one-day course are you going to? Yes, the full moon meditation happens at about 1 hour after the one-day course ends here in North America. So the one-day course ends at about 6:30 p.m. on Sunday, October 13th. Full moon meditation is 7:30 p.m. For us here at our one-day program, we will be broadcasting the full moon meditation because it's an added bonus. And full moon is actually that day at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. So we're taking advantage of the group that's going to be joined here to then join into a short little process again with an enlightened being from India. So yes, our venue will be doing that. I know other venues will absolutely be doing that, but then some venues won't because it's just too much. So I don't know what venue you're going to. Just ask them, but always you can access the full moon meditations on Zoom. So you can just get it on your smartphone. So whatever event you're going to, if they happen to have to close up their venue because they rented it and they have to get out before the full moon meditation, then just gather somewhere and do the full moon meditation on your smartphone right after that. It will be so powerful, and what a bonus to do that, the two in one day. So I hope that answered your question. The second question, did the Mukti Diksha process and 49-minute chant and Padaka Diksha or Srimurti Diksha have any role in your awakening? Oh, everything had a role in my awakening, because those are all just very powerful processes to connect you with the divine. The divine comes in and actually gives the awakening. So absolutely everything that I've done from the moment oneness came into my life, which was in 2006, over 13 years ago, maybe 14 years ago, absolutely every little step, every process, becoming a Diksha giver, becoming a trainer, doing this, doing that, it all leads to that very powerful shift in awakening, which is great. And of course, all those Mukti Diksha processes, and then we would lead the Mukti Diksha processes, and then doing them in the temple, it all led to having the brain shift in the brain very powerfully for that actual shift in 2012. But before that, we were doing, I think it was a Bhakti process when my biggest shift came in 2011. That was Bhakti Yoga. And that was a fantastic course that we used to lead as oneness trainers and put on events, that Bhakti Yoga, which really powerfully gets you connected to the divine consciousness. And that was the course where my shift came. It was in Boulder, Colorado, February of 2011. And that's when my whole life shifted. And it became heaven on earth, in my inner world. And that's when the Golden Age Conduit started. Even though back then that wasn't the terminology that I was gifted with, but right now this is that term, this Golden Age current that is coming through. So I hope that makes sense. Hi, Melissa Weston from Fairfield. Got lots from Fairfield. Very cool. Got some Venezuela. So if there are any last questions, we got some from Naples, Florida. Love that. So if there are any last questions, feel free to post. We still have a few more minutes. David Holson said, yes, I remember the Bhakti process and the Mukti process. Yes, very powerful. I still love all those processes. But now, we've just amped it up with the Golden Age processes, which is just wonderful. These Golden Age movement courses happening. And so with each course, it's a progression because the energies of the planet are shifting and need much more powerful energies to shift through this density. So yeah, the next 3 months, I will be broadcasting as much as possible. I cannot broadcast next Tuesday. I will be on in 2 weeks. So I will create that event. I just have to take it week by week, but I do plan to be on Tuesday nights, same time, as much as possible to share these writings. And very soon I'll be starting a Golden Age Needle Rock page where I will be live streaming directly to that page. And then that can be a very specific Golden Age Conduit page for people who are all attracted to this Golden Age consciousness, who want to become these conduits, who want to tap into Supreme Love meditations online to help with that activation, but also people who want to be connected with Needle Rock. And you can be connected as a virtual community. You don't have to come physically because we all are connected through time and space. But I really would love each and every one of you to come visit, to walk the lands, because this is where very powerful forces are for the planet. Yeah, we would just love to welcome you as our family when you come to visit us. So just find me on Facebook and just send me a message, and I can answer any of your questions that way too. So it looks like our questions have stopped, which is perfectly okay. We can get right on to the pranayama, which we'll start with, which is that wonderful breath awareness, which really pulls us in as a group together. Brings us into that present moment very quickly. We'll invoke the Golden Age consciousness and to be conduits of this. And then we'll get into the Supreme Love meditation, which is a 7-minute transmission of divine grace, which will come through my eyes. I will have to start and stop the broadcast right before the meditation because the first half will be archived. The second half, the meditation, is a live-only meditation. So I just need a little bit more water. Okay, so let's get into the meditation aspect, the activation, remembrance. I think remembrance is a much better word. It just disintegrates the veil from the self into the higher Golden Age consciousness state and timeline. So wherever you are, if a good meditative posture is important to have that straight spine, we are working with Kundalini, breath, and the activations of this Golden Age consciousness. So if you're in a nice meditative posture with your legs crossed, that's obviously the best way. You can have your hands in mudra, face up on your palms, up on your thighs. If you need to have your legs going down to the floor, that's perfectly okay on a chair. So it is nice to prop up your butt a little because that also helps with that straight spine for the Kundalini to go up and down. Next, you can lift up your shoulders, roll them back. And gently close your eyes. And try to stay in this really great posture. And next, we'll go into 3 minutes of pranayama. And this is the breath awareness. Pranayama we'll do together here as a group is you inhale and exhale through your nostrils. Exhale twice as long as you inhale. So we'll start with 3 inhale, 6 exhale. And I'll keep track of the time, so you can start now. Slowly take 3 counts in and 6 counts out. And I will do the same. And with each inhale in, visualize a golden age consciousness, that light coming in your nostrils, circling your body, energizing every single cell. With each exhale, exhale that same golden energy consciousness back out to the planet. So keep that flow. And now start to go deeper with your inhale to 4 counts inhale, 8 count exhale. Still with that golden light coming in and exhaling. And start to bring that golden breath into your heart area by placing your right hand over your heart, your left hand over your right hand. Take 4 deep breaths inhaled into your heart space. See it expand with that golden light. 8 counts exhale. And take 2 more deep inhales, deep exhales. And gently bring your breath back to normal, but keep that deep awareness in your heart space of this golden age consciousness, which has filled up your heart space. With your eyes still closed, really invoke your higher power, your higher self to fill you up completely right now. Fill up every single cell, tissue, and fiber of your being with this golden age consciousness. And to flood you with divine grace energies. And from that deep bond, this communion, we'll state our group intention. The group intention is to be activated into being this conduit of the golden age consciousness and conduit. And of course, being this conduit takes a shift in consciousness, so we're asking for that as well in this group intention, this spiritual shift in consciousness, this galactic shift in consciousness, this human shift in consciousness. We're asking for that here and now. And next, state your personal intention, which can be anything. State this into your heart. It could be clarity. What's next for you? You can ask for clarity. If you already know what is next for you but need help in the outer world, ask for that. If it's abundance, a better relationship, you name it, just state that right now. State it as a solution, as if it's already happened. After you've sufficiently stated your intentions, you can release them to this beautiful divine field of golden age consciousness. You have been heard. You can take a few deep breaths, cleansing breaths. You can relax your hands, just relax your body a little bit. You can stay in your heart space for the next 2 minutes or so and be in gratitude. State that gratitude. I will have to start and stop the broadcast right now. Once it gets started back up, it will be the Supreme Light of Supreme Meditation. Music will be playing, and I will lead it all verbally. So when it pops back up, just sit with your eyes closed, listening to the music, and stay within your heart and in gratitude.